Very excited about it. I asked some people about her because she is an amazing woman and what they thought, and these are some words that they said. A people builder, reliable, mentor got mentioned many times, wise, driven, and a coach. So don't you want to hear from this wonderful woman? So please, round of applause for Shari Hudspeth.
We're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about money for a few minutes. So I'm just going to point at you and ask you a question I want you to answer right off the top of your head. What would you do with an extra $2,000 a month? Go on trips. What would you do with an extra $2,000 a month? You, Angie. Go shopping. How about you? Save it. Okay. What if you had an extra $4,000 a month? What would you do? Go on a vacation? Okay. How about you, Lois? You go. Vacation trips, this is kind of a thread, constantly consistent thread here. How about you? $4,000 a month. Yep. You would quit your day job. $8,000 a month. $8,000 a month. What does that mean to you in yellow? Debt-free. Debt-free. You'd be debt-free. Okay. How about you here in front? You buy a new house. Okay. $16,000 a month. $16,000 a month. Kristen Poe, what does that mean to you? I love that answer. I love that answer. How about in the green? $16,000 a month. You try to? You can't even wrap your arms around that, can you? $32,000 a month. $32,000. Tanya Mason, what does that mean to you? Now you cry? Okay, how about you over here in the green? You travel? Okay. One more. Let's see. How about right here in the blue? Yep. Your husband can retire. Okay. Money. It is all about the money. If you think it's about anything else, there's just something wrong with you. I don't know about you, but I love money. Ron and I have been desperately poor a number of times in our lives, and we've had a lot of money. And I can just tell you from experience that having money is a lot more fun. It's just a lot more fun. And I love what Zig Ziglar says about money. He says, I don't trust people who say they don't care about money, because if they'll say that, they'll lie about other things too. And I totally agree with him. It's all about the money. And you know what? This is the greatest place to be. Party Life. Is there anybody in Party Life that makes $32,000 a month? Then why can't you? There's just absolutely no reason. The only difference between them and you is time and effort, perhaps. But anybody in this room can make $32,000 a month. The average incomes of a woman without a degree, age 25 to 34 years old, $21,289. That's the average income today, working a 40-hour week. What about with a bachelor's degree? Between 25 and 34 years of age, $37,321. That's it, with a bachelor's degree. I'm so glad I flunked out of college in my first quarter, because if I hadn't, I would be making, $37,321 instead of the incredible six-figure income that direct sales offers us. I'm so glad. But I want you to think about this. Now, there's nothing wrong with having a degree. In fact, it might even be beneficial to some people. I never could experience, I don't know, I never experienced that. But isn't it great to know that whether you do have a degree, if somebody who barely made it out of high school, flunked out their first semester of college, has literally no skills, no creativity, no great talents, can make a significant six-figure income in this business, then so can you. Only you can do it a lot faster and better than she did, rather I did. I'm going to give you a plan. Do you want a plan to make $4, $8, $16, $32,000 a year? Month? Month? You want a plan? Let's do it. Would you like to have a lineage that looks like that in 18 months? Okay, I can tell you how to do it. Are you ready to write? Do I have to talk fast? Ready to write? Here's the plan. Hold 8 parties a month. Not 10, not 16, not 4. 8 parties a month. There's a very specific number that will take you where you want to go in this business. I'm going to elaborate on that a little bit. hostess coaching to get 8 to 10 guests in attendance. That is so important so that you can go into every party with a sponsoring focus. With 8 to 10 guests in attendance, do you worry about sales, or will they just be there? With 8 to 10 guests in attendance, do you play the dice game that Jennifer just modeled for you? Do you have to worry about bookings, or will they just be there? So you can go into your parties with one focus if you have 8 to 10 guests in attendance. And that means that when they say, gosh, I love that really cool black lantern that I don't know the name of it, and you have a sales focus, you would just say, oh my gosh, I know that this is going to be amazing. You're going to tell them all the great things about it if you have a sales focus because you want to sell them that lantern. If you go into your parties with a booking focus, you say, no problem, book a party and get it for free. But if you go into your parties with a sponsoring focus and you hear that comment, your first thought is, gosh, if that's not in her budget, I wonder if she'd like to earn a little bit of extra money so that she can afford to treat herself to things like that. And you might say, you know, I know exactly what it feels like to not have money enough for those little luxuries that aren't in the budget. And I don't know if this is anything you'd be interested in or not, but I'd love to tell you about how you can add $500 or $1,000 a month to your household income. Would you like to hear more? See, whatever focus we go into our parties with, that's how we hear, and that's how we respond. So we want to go into our parties with a sponsoring focus. Okay, next. Look for consultants that are willing to work a business. And I'm not going to elaborate a lot on these because you can get all of this information when you hear it again in my trainings. But I just want to get the plan in front of you. But we don't want hobby consultants. We don't want friends and family consultants. We want people that want to do parties. That doesn't mean age, but it means that they want to get out and do parties, or they want to get out of the house, but they're looking to work a business. Next. Oops, was that it? Oh, there's more. Okay. Offer the business opportunity to at least 3 people at every party. Why? Because offer the business opportunity to at least 3 people at every party. Why? Because 1 out of 10 will say yes. If we're holding 8 parties, that means we're talking to 24 people. If 1 out of 10 says yes, that means you've got your 2 no's that you need to get every month, which we're going to come to in just a second. Then, get your consultants off to a strong start. Let's stop that revolving door. Consultants coming in and consultants going back out. Let's make sure they get the right start, that we set them up for success. And when we do that, we're going to keep more of them. Teach others to work this plan. Leaders, when you've got LOTs that say, I think I want to move into leadership, you say, it's easy, it's systematic, this is all you do. And you teach them this plan. And then model something that your consultants will follow. Model what success looks like. The reason I talk about 8 parties so much, in fact, everywhere I go in the country, every company I talk to, I talk about book 10, hold 8, book 10, hold 8, so that you can sponsor 2 a month. See, a good sponsorer will sponsor 1 out of every 4 parties. Now, I can teach you how to be a fantastic sponsor, but you've got to hold parties to get those numbers. If you have been working towards leadership for a year, or 2 years, or 4 years, I'll tell you, and not there yet, I would bet money it's because you're holding 6 or less parties. And you're not holding enough parties to meet the people that you need to meet to sponsor 2 each month to get 6 in 90 days. Because if we're holding 4 parties and we sponsor 1 a month, then 6 months later, how many do we have? This is like those math problems that I failed at in school. 6, right, except it's 6 months. What about those folks that you sponsored 3 months ago? Are they still around? No, they're gone. So that's why we keep, we're holding parties, we're sponsoring, but a year later we're not there because we're not getting them fast enough to promote fast enough. So hold 8, sponsor 2, and in 90 days, how many do you have? 6, and they're all still with you, so you promote to leader. Leaders, if you are struggling with your units and you're, bordering on reverting or you're not growing, I would bet money it's because you're holding 6 or less parties a month. A year. Here's some numbers I want you to write down. If you're a leader, if you're sponsoring 1 a month, you'll be in the same place a year from now, 2 years from now, 4 years from now. If you're holding 6 parties and sponsoring 1.5, you're going to grow, but you're going to grow slowly. Hold 8, sponsor 2, and you're going to have growth beyond your wildest dreams that looks like that picture that I